In this particular video, we will look into the structure of simple and compound leaves and the term called as phyllotaxy. Starting with simple and compound leaves. So first we will look into the simple leaves. So simple leaves are the leaves in which lamina is entire. So we can say if this is the leaf and this particular lamina is not broken. So this is the case of a simple leaf. The second case in this can be that this lamina can be incised. So we can say that this is the midrib and this lamina is incised. But in this case, these incisions, these do not reach the midrib. So either lamina will be entire, or if it is incised, then these incisions do not touch the midrib. It will be the case of a simple leaf. Now second case will be compound leaf. Now compound leaf will be an example in which these incisions reach these midrib. So if these incisions will reach the midrib, then we can say that this will be a different leaf. It will be a different leaf, and that is how different small leaflets will be formed, and this will be called as compound. So we can say when incisions of lamina reach up to the midrib and it breaks leaf into a number of leaflets, the case is the compound leaf. Compound leaves can be of two types. The first case is called as pinnately compound and the second case is called as palmately compound. In first case, we can see that this is the example of pinnately compound leaf. Now, in this, there will be common axis. So, this is the common axis, and on this common axis, there will be many small leaflets which will be present. So, this is a case of pinnately compound leaf. In this case, this common axis is called as rachis, and we can call that this rachis is the midrib of leaf. A common example which is shown here, it is neem leaves. The second type of compound leaf is called as palmately compound. So it resembles the palm. So in this, leaflets will attach to a common point. So this is the common point, and to this common point, these all leaves are attached. So it looks like a palm, and that is why we call it palmately compound, and the leaf shown here is of silk cotton. After this, coming to the term phyllotaxy. Now, the leaves will be present, will be arranged on a stem, or these will be arranged on branch. And how these leaves are arranged, the pattern of arrangement, that is called as the phyllotaxy. Now, the term phyllotaxy, we can talk about three types. The first phyllotaxy can be alternate, the second can be opposite, and the third can be volt. In the first case, that is the alternate. So, China rose is shown here, and in this particular case, it is the alternate phyllotaxy. So, in this case, the node. So, node is the point from which leaf arises, and in this, from one node, only one leaf will arise, and this will go on alternately. Say, for example, this is the node. From this leaf arises. There will be another node and leaf will arise on the opposite end. From the next node, again alternately leaves will go on arising, and that is why it is called as alternate phyllotaxy. Examples are mustard, sunflower and China rose, which is shown here. The second type of phyllotaxy is called as the opposite phyllotaxy. In the case of opposite phyllotaxy, from a single node, there will be two leaves which will arise. So, this is the pair. From this node, this is the pair. From this node, this is the pair. So, this particular case is called as opposite phyllotaxy, and examples are Calotropis and the guava. The third phyllotaxy is called as volt. Now, if from a single node, more than two leaves arise. In the first case, as we saw, from one node, it was just one leaf which was coming out. In the second case, it was two leaves which were coming out from a node. and if more than two leaves come out from a node and they form a whorl-like structure, it is called as whorled phyllotaxy, and the example is Elstonia, which is shown in this particular diagram.